Look at that. That's beautiful.
I really feel like I'm opening up something of value.
1 port, 2 ports, 3 ports, all wireless. Sick.
So Extreme is all charged up and ready to go.
Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works.
And it's on, and there it goes.
Mine's charging. Yours is charging. Yours is charging. Ha, that's so cool.
Have 9 of your friends charge their phone all at the same time and even jumpstart your car.
The battery is dead. I'm going to attempt to charge this battery with the Magfast Extreme.
Excellent, excellent.
Nice not being tethered to wires.
You can take it in your car.
On trips.
Finally, a company got it right.
I could play with this all day.
I wouldn't change anything about this. I think it's about perfect.
Everybody should have this in their car.
This is a must-have for sure.
Hi, and welcome to today's special bonus edition of Magfast Live. I'm Kate Kennard, and I will be joined today by my awesome boss, Seymour. Hi, Seymour.
Hey, Kate. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hi. Oh, thank you. And we have a special guest today, Rob from Net Capital. Hi, Rob.
Hey, guys. Good to be here. Mr. Rob Burnett
Nice to see you.
joining us live. So this is pretty exciting. Folks who are new to us, we would do a little bit of setup quickly. If you've been with us for a while, you may recognize Rob. You'll certainly recognize Kate and I. Can we just bring up the slide a second here, please? So Rob is from Net Capital. Net Capital is one of a vanishingly small number of portals that have been authorized by the SEC to offer shares under this thing called Reg CF, which is a SEC set of rules whereby young companies can offer shares to their friends and family, to their customers. And we're launching a small offering, a limited offering. SEC limits these offerings like crazy. Where's my pointing thing? So on Thanksgiving Day, at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, Rob and his team are gonna turn on the lights. They're gonna switch on the button. They're gonna open the doors. They're gonna roll the rock back from the entrance to the cave. Whatever your metaphor is, and there's going to be a few shares available for a few folks. And Rob, you've done this for us a couple of times before. It's always been a lot of fun. You guys have always gone off and added upgrades to your servers after we do it, because it tends to be a bit of a rush. But thank you for having us back again, sir.
It's really fun having you guys back. We can't wait.
Very good. That sounds like someone's riding past on a bicycle.
Yeah, I think you caught the 4 o'clock chime there on the right on the clock there.
Very good. All right. So let me just. I think what we'll do is we'll make a little a sort of housekeeping sandwich of this thing. What the meat of the sandwich. Kate has gathered questions. People have been writing. There's a huge number of people writing in. A lot of interest with various questions about how we do this. We'll answer the questions amongst us. Kate will answer some. You'll answer some. I will. Rob, but I just want to give folks a reminder then of the time that we're starting, and it would be if you've been with us for a while, you know that I'm like I can't resist talking about our stuff. I'm a great product enthusiast, and only for investors in this round. Okay. What we try to do is each time we do one of these events, we try to do something that is unique and special. So this is going to be exclusively for folks who invest over this coming Thanks holiday weekend. If you're able to invest at the $500 level or more, which is a little less than the average, but a little more than the minimum, we've got some nice goodies, and I think I have some pictures of them here in my slide deck. Let me just jump in here. Let's get this up on the screen. If we can, please, Philip. Yeah, here we go. Right. So and as always, right, Rob, only if this is appropriate for the individual. No one should be dipping into their retirement fund or anything. But if you've got a little spare cash lying around, money you can afford to lose, some money that you might otherwise be, taken to Vegas or something. If you're able to invest over $500, we will be shipping you in a couple of months this beautiful limited edition Persian red Magfast Lux charging cable. So this is identical, apart from the color and the limited edition, this is identical to the ones we've already shipped. It's just the same machinery, same team, same manufacturing partner, just in this incredible kind of Persian red, this beautiful box. We're just completing the artwork at the moment. They're being made to order based on the investment commitments that we receive Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Oh, and Tuesday. I think it is actually, isn't it? So yeah. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday over this long Thanksgiving weekend, and they will be numbered in the order that they're received. So Rob, in the past, you've given us a list of our investors afterwards. This time we need them with a timestamp to the millisecond of when they invested, because 001 is going to go to the very first person after 12 noon Eastern on Thanksgiving. Number 2 will go to number 2. So we're going to need to take the list from you in that order. And Rob and Net Capital will be the strict determinants of that order. So if someone kind of tries to get in and something goes wrong and then they come in later, Rob and Co will figure out the order for us, and we will take pleasure in making them. If you are able to, we're thinking not if you're able to, but if you choose to and it is appropriate for you, at the $1,000 level or more, we'll get you 3 of these in limited edition. And for folks who are folks who want to do $2,000 or more, 7 Persian red limited edition Magfast Lux serial numbers. Pretty great, right? I mean, look, just how good does this look on your screen?
Really good.
Pretty fantastic. All right, put them away, and let's get on with the Q&A. Oh, I should probably just mention we're now doing one charging cable. We've done it for chargers, but we committed in the presentation the other day a single cable as well. But we're going to triple that for these cables. So if you're someone who's if you invested 1,000 and you're getting 3 cables, we'll be planting 9 trees in your name and doing a whole load of Magfast Club rewards points as well. All right, Rob. Before we go any further, Rob, by the way, is a lawyer by training and is now the Chief Operating Officer at Net Capital. Is there anything for compliance reasons that we need to say? Have I stepped out of the narrow guidelines of the Securities and Exchange Commission yet?
So far as I can tell, you're doing great, Seymour.
Okay. All right. So with that in mind, we'll summarize for folks who arrived late. We'll summarize that all again a little bit later in the hour. But let's get on and go through some of the questions folks have been asking. Kate, please.
Okay. So our first question is, Rob could probably answer this. Can Canadians participate and people from the UK? So can people outside of the US participate?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we've accepted investments from people from all over the world. Ultimately, it's up to every individual investor to make sure you're complying with your own country's securities laws. There's a lot of different countries out there, and everyone's got some different rules about what investors can and can't do. But ultimately, we can process payments and accept investments from anywhere in the world. And so for Canadian, UK investors, and for people outside the US, the only major difference in our system is that you can't pay using the ACH method, but you can use wire payments or credit cards to make your investment. But otherwise, it's all exactly the same.
Fantastic. Great. Yes, and we love and honor. We have we have an amazing collection of investors from all around. I actually don't know the country count. We have kind of fans, I think, in over 65 countries. I counted the other day. I'm not sure what the investor country count is, but let's figure that out, because it's most heartening. And of course, we have plans to be for let's just say we have expansion plans for other countries in the pipeline. All right. Well, we're up and running. What's next, Kate?
Okay, so next question. You kind of touched on this a little bit before, but we can retouch on it. I'm thinking of investing. Will this still be open next week?
Okay, so here's how it's going to work. We how can I put this? Rob, you guys have a lot of different companies on your platform, and the typical pattern is that folks stay open for many months, and obviously some folks raise quite a lot of money, some folks raise less, but typically they stay open for a long time, and that's fine. but it can be very draining on management resources. And we figure that our investors would like us mainly focused on making incredible products and marketing them rather than fundraising. So what we aim to do is to have windows of opportunity for investing in Magfast. Now, there is a strict limit on the number of equities that we're allowed to make available at this time, and it kind of depends what happens. In the past, once or twice, we've sold out. We remember 2 years ago on Thanksgiving, the service all kind of, fogged up, and by the time the fog had cleared, we were completely sold out. If that happens again this Thursday, then no, nothing will be available next week. Nothing will be available the next day if that were to happen. If it doesn't happen, then yes, we will stay open. But these bonuses, the Persian, the extra trees, the Magfast Club rewards points, the kind of the bonuses, the perks as we call them, and I think the leading one folks are excited about is the Persian Red Limited Edition. That will strictly be for folks until midnight on Thursday, right? Forgive me,
Tuesday.
On Tuesday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, midnight, done. And then depending on the status, Rob likes it if there are still some shares available. He likes it if we leave it open so people can pick up the shares, but the bonuses will absolutely go away at that point. I feel I've been. By the way, I just apologize to everybody. I was up very early this morning to get on a flight back from Austin. I arrived back here with only kind of minutes to spare, so I'm sort of in one of those kind of. Did I just answer the question, or have I? Did I just answer the question?
You did. Okay, but we'll move on. So, next question. Will I still get the limited edition Lux if I invest under the threshold? So we don't like to say no. So what I will say is just go ahead and invest at the threshold or a little bit above. If you type in, let's say you type in, I want to invest $500, it'll ask you if you want to round up or round down. So just go ahead and click round up. It'll just be like a few dollars above that.
Yeah, I think, Rob, it shows the two available because our share price isn't a whole number of dollars, right? It's going to show something a little bit above and something a little bit below. Go above. Only if it's right for you. But what we've said is if you invest over $500, so please don't invest, just under, because that's just, that's just. I tell you what, and again, just because we want our investors to understand the business, what that becomes then is a genuine source of challenge for the company. Because we said over 500, what are we supposed to do? Someone hasn't met the criteria, then they're calling up customer service. Every call to customer service costs several dollars. Is that what our investors want the money being spent on? So if you would like to do this, please just go just above the threshold with our love. If it's right for you, and if it isn't right for you, then that's fine too. Yeah.
Yes. Next one for Seymour. What is the maximum amount I can invest?
There is no upper limit defined by us. There is, however, in fact, let's have Rob take us through the rules defined by the Securities and Exchange Commission, please.
Sure. So for every investor, there's going to be investment limits based on your income and net worth. This is because these are risky assets, and the SEC has determined that there are limits so that no one can put too much of their own net worth or income into any one investment. So when you go to make the investment on netcapital.com, one of the questions that you'll be asked by our system will be to input your income and your net worth. So it'll be little drop-down bars that let you kind of decide what that is in a range. You put that in there, that will determine your investment limit. And it'll be approximately the greater of 10% of your income or net worth. There are some edge cases in there, but that's essentially what it is. Go ahead, Seymour.
So I just wanted to be super clear about kind of data and privacy.
Yes.
None of that information is passed over to us. We don't know. We don't care. We're not interested. We would never ask for that. And you guys maintain that only for the purpose of meeting the SEC, the law of the land, right? This is not so.
Exactly.
There's no kind of data game going on here, right?
Exactly correct. So it's our job as a funding portal. We're registered with the SEC and we're regulated by FINRA, and it's our job to collect certain information to keep for ourselves to verify investors' information. We're not sharing that information with regulators. We're not sharing that information with tax officials. We're not sharing that information with Magfast. That's just internal checks at Net Capital to make sure that we're complying with the rules and that we protect investors. So, we're keeping, we follow all the standard data privacy guidelines and things like that. So we're going to make sure that, this is just for investor protection.
Yeah. And one of the reasons we love Net Capital is, like I said, when we were introducing you, there are, I don't know what the exact number is now, but it's probably more than one handful, but not much more than two handfuls of active portals that are allowed by the SEC to do this. Net Capital is one of the few that haven't gotten into trouble with the SEC. All right, the others have sometimes sailed a little close to the wind with the way that they manage these rules and regulations, and we always want to be playing it absolutely straight. So it's one of the reasons we love our friends at Net Capital. There's a live question that's kind of related to this from. Thank you, Teresa. Please keep your questions coming. Teresa says, "I am out of the country." I'm assuming that she's a U.S. citizen. Is the assumption behind this question. I'm out of the country right now. Are U.S. investment laws still the guide? So U.S. citizen, serving in Germany or something at the moment. How do those rules still apply, Rob?
Yeah. So, with my obvious caveats of, I don't know the rules of Germany or all nations. Typically, if you're an American citizen investing out of an American U.S. bank account, all U.S. laws should apply. And typically, if you're a U.S. citizen abroad, U.S. law still applies to you. Whether or not some third country law might also apply restricting you, I can't fully say. But I think, you'd be safe to say, complying with all U.S. laws is a great place to start.
And it's fair to say that the SEC and our tax authorities are very happy to stretch around the world. I would recommend sticking well within any law that you think might be applicable from America or anywhere else. All right,
advice.
Let's keep them coming. What's the next, Kate?
Okay. So next one is for Rob. Does Net Capital take any fees or commission on my investment?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So our goal is to keep fees to a bare minimum for investors. So it is possible to invest on Net Capital with zero fees. If you invest by wire or by ACH, there are no fees to you as an investor. If you decide to use a credit card or debit card to make your investment, the credit card processor charges a 3% fee, approximately 3% fee on your investment. So, there's some math in there, but so that's a fee. It goes straight to the credit card processor. Net Capital doesn't keep any of it. So that's a convenience fee. If you choose to use that form of payment, that's a fee you'll incur. And then, people should be aware that, so we don't charge anything to investors, but Magfast does pay Net Capital fees out of the proceeds of the offering. So some of the funds that are raised by Magfast will be, paid to Net Capital as a fee for our service.
Yeah, and to be clear, that itself is absolutely normal within the industry, and without going into it in too much detail, Net Capital's fees are at the more reasonable end of the industry spectrum. I think it would be fair to say. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So next question for Seymour. Are there any other charger companies with Magfast's direct-to-consumer model?
It kind of depends how you define it. I mean, the short answer is these days, everybody has a direct-to-consumer model because they have a website, and it's malpractice if you don't sell from your website, right? So we can think of pretty much any name in the industry, and it'll be possible to go to their website and buy there. I think that the distinction I would make for us is the degree to which we believe it's about developing the relationship with our customers. And in terms of Magfast as a shipping company, it's still kind of early days. But one of the things I'm most proud of is that during this long run up to get to shipping, we've worked really, really hard at at evolving the relationship with the people who are good enough to follow us, or to invest in us as a company, or to pre-order our products. And so I don't see anybody else kind of developing it in that kind of a way. But that's not to say that we don't watch our competitors closely, and some of them don't do. Some of them have got a better Instagram game than we have, and this, that, and the other. But I think it's the kind of the quality of the relationship. I think is very, very unusual. And Rob, I mean, you've been you obviously you don't. I don't think you had any other charger companies on your platform, right? But you've had plenty of other companies, and you guys have always said that we're unusual in the way we maintain the relationship with our tribe, as people sometimes say, our customers and investors, right?
Yeah, I mean, I always encourage companies to, communicate with their tribe, whether it be investors, customers, things like that. I always think that that's such a valuable thing, an underrated thing to do. A lot of companies rightly want to focus on their product, but they forget to talk to their customers. And I think I've always pointed to Magfast as a shining example of people who are constantly talking to their tribe, to use your words,
yep.
Seymour. And I think that's just fantastic. I really, we appreciate it at Capital, and just as an entrepreneur myself, I think it's an underrated skill and something that certainly more entrepreneurs would do well to take note of.
Yeah, I mentioned it just now. Many folks watching know that I was actually in Austin, Texas for 3 days for a conference. Had the pleasure of seeing Kate in person, along with her father and her mother and a couple of other kind of family members. Yesterday, we actually all had a really nice kind of dinner together. But that conference was all about maintaining relationships with your customers using webinars, which we do. And the main takeaway from that is you've got to do even more of it. So, just more chances for people to get together, more ways of developing the relationship, more ways of absorbing the information. But I think something else I just want to say, which is sort of related to the question, is I just said relationship. And what is a relationship? It's really just a kind of a feeling that you have about someone else, which I think is the sort of core of success in all spheres, right? In personal relationships, in business relationships, and so on. So developing that relationship is super important, and we've always felt that the product itself, when it's done properly, people should sort of feel some sort of affinity with it. We're working to do this with all of our products, including the secret new one we're launching on March the 30th, which we also inspected while we were in Austin. But Lux is in the hands of more people than any other product, even though it came later. It's a mass market product. Tens of thousands of them out there, and the reviews that we're getting for it are astonishing. I don't know if you've had a chance to read them yet, Rob, because you're kind of a little bit busy, with the sort of compliance side, and obviously working with the other clients on the platform. But I mean, the reviews that are coming in for Lux are astonishing, and people are going like, "Wow, I never imagined that I could just adore my charging cable." And when people are sort of feeling emotions like adore for a product, that's when I feel we're doing it. And I don't see many other folks in electronics, let alone in the charging business, putting that amount of passion into the products. So.
Okay, thank you. I don't even remember what the question was at this point.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does. Yeah.
Okay.
The question, what I do, the question was, is anyone else doing direct to consumer?
Oh, right.
And the short answer is yes, people are direct to consumer, but I think not with the same richness of relationship that we're attempting here. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. I have quite a few questions left, so let's try and, just a little shorter.
Yeah, Rob, if you could just shorten your answers.
We all know
bit,
Seymour's famously brief.
Yeah, you're running a little long, Rob. If you could just a little. Yeah, you're a guest, so
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question for Rob is I want to make another investment, but I can't fund my wallet in time. What do I do?
Yeah, that's a great question. So one thing that Net Capital has to help facilitate investments is something called a wallet account. So when you create your own personal account on Net Capital, one thing you'll see on your dashboard is your wallet. This is basically a feature that allows you to send money to your Net Capital wallet. You can hold it there and then instantly make investments out of your wallet into whatever company you'd like to invest in. This is just one option to make an investment. It's not the only one. It typically takes 3 to 5 business days for funds to come from your bank account to your wallet. And given we're less than one, or we got basically one business day left between now and the launch on Thursday, on Thanksgiving, I would recommend that investors not use their wallet to fund their investment unless they already have funds there. So, but you can always invest right there on the day.
Just say that last one again. If you already have funds there,
yep,
or if they show up tomorrow, knock yourself out. They're available to use with us, and it's not like a Magfast wallet. It's a Net Capital wallet, so it's us or anyone else on your platform. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. So if you already have funds in there, or funds arrive today or tomorrow, that's fantastic. If funds haven't arrived, if you've sent funds and they haven't arrived yet, you can still make an investment on the day. Or if you've never funded your wallet, you can still make an investment on the day. You'll just click the investment button on the Magfast page, and you'll be able to choose wire payments, ACH payments, or credit and debit cards as options, and you'll pay right then and there.
Very good.
Thank you.
And let's just remind again that ACH. Do you know what ACH stands for?
Well, now you're putting me on the spot, Seymour. I couldn't tell you what it's
automated clearing something or other. Anyway,
clearinghouse, maybe, but it's essentially it's a direct bank transfer. So it transfers directly from your bank account to an escrow account where we collect all the funds for Magfast, and then when the offering closes, we disperse that escrow account we disperse the funds to Magfast, and all investors will have shares issued to them via their Net Capital dashboards. And you should to note, just while we're on ACHs, we use a third-party platform called Dwolla and Plaid to connect bank accounts. So you'll notice if you choose that option, you'll sign in directly. Let's say you have a Bank of America bank account. You actually can sign in via our website directly into your Bank of America account. We don't ever touch that. It's all secure and industry standard. And so you can connect your Bank of America account or Chase account directly and pay that way without us ever having to touch. But you touch your information, but you will have to log in.
Yeah.
So be aware of that.
So ACH not available outside of America, the United States,
yes,
United States of America. Wires available from anywhere, although not preferred. They wind up actually creating quite a lot of kind of overhead behind the scenes. So I don't want to rule it out, but the preference would be. We certainly suggest having a credit card on standby, especially if you're trying to, get in quickly and get one of the lower numbers on the cables, because the credit cards. But I mentioned this in our live stream the other day. We recommend that you get in touch with your credit card company, and if you're planning on investing $2,000, you call them up and you say, hey, Thanksgiving Day, in the middle of the day, you're going to see this thing for $2,000 come through. And the problem with the credit card industry is you never know quite how it's going to show up. But it might say Magfast, it might say Net Capital, it might say Net Capital Magfast. Do you know what the formal thing is that it says, Rob? Because
it can get all messed up.
It can get garbled on its way through the system, but it'll basically be Net Capital Magfast, something like that. But if you tell them, then they'll be expecting it. It'll go through just fine. Yeah, provided you have room on your credit card and that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I just saw a live question I wanted to bring up because I'm actually not sure of the answer. So Constance asked, so if I pay from my bank account, is that considered a wire payment?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think technically no. So there's going to be 2 options. So there'll be an option on Net Capital where you can link your bank account. That's technically an ACH payment. It'll happen automatically once you complete the payment on Net Capital, and there's nothing else you need to do. The funds will basically be pulled from your account and sent to the escrow account. There will be an option under the payment options on Net Capital to click Pay by Wire. If you pay by wire, you'll get a commitment right away. So you'll reserve your shares. It'll show that you've let's say you bought $1,000 worth of shares. You'll have those reserved. Those will be yours, but then it'll be your obligation to send the wire. And that will require you going to your bank and following the instructions that we'll send to you via email, and you'll actually have to go and manually send the funds. So if you forget to send the funds, we'll send you a lot of reminders, but if you ultimately don't send the funds, your commitment will be withdrawn and you won't get the shares. So it's
And
certainly
you lose your position in line if you're trying to get one of them. I mean, I again, we want everybody should get your own advice. I would suggest if you are not in your mind clear of the difference between a wire and an ACH, you probably shouldn't be going for a wire. And I'd recommend anybody who's serious about, who having considered whether this is appropriate for you and for your family and for your circumstances and so on. But if it is right for you, I would have a credit card ready to rock and roll, because that's the thing that works from anywhere in the world. And so not that I want you paying the fee, but I would just have that as your backup. So if these other funny bank things don't seem to be going through smoothly, then you've got the credit card as a backup at very least. Is that a fair comment, Rob?
Yeah, I think so. Everyone should choose what works for them, but that typically, that's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Next question. Do I need to set up my account before I can make an investment?
So the answer is yes. And if any of you, if you already have an account, that's great. You can continue to use the same one, just sign in and make the investment. If you're creating an account for the first time, when you click invest, you'll be invited to create your account on NetCapital. So you'll create a username and password, and there'll be an email verification sent to your email so we can verify that it's in fact you. And then once you complete that step, you can go right in and invest. So it shouldn't take more than a minute or two to set up your account.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, it's basically, if you set it up in advance, there are less steps when you come to invest.
Correct.
Right, Rob?
And I would recommend, if people are looking to get in on Thursday quickly, I'd recommend going today or tomorrow and setting up your account. We've got a great investor relations team. If anyone has questions or any issues setting up their account, they can email team@netcapital.com. And we've got a whole bunch of people on standby. We know how Magfast operates, so we're ready to help out everybody from all over the world who needs any help setting up their account or making the investment.
Yeah, and if you need to set up an account, we've got a shortcut, magfast.com/setup, magfast.com/setup, SETUP. So Magfast, MAGFAST.com/setup, one word. That'll take you directly to setting up a NetCapital account. Okay, it's a quick in there. If you already have one, there it is on the screen now, magfast.com/setup. And if you already have an account, there's a little, log in now, and you can log in, update your banking information, your credit card, and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
And you've
okay.
seen, I believe the first time Rob and I were on the phone about servers running slower than normal. Was the first time 2 years ago when we said go and set up your NetCapital account. Things got pretty busy for an hour or two. So we tried to spread it out a little bit this time. But if you don't have your account yet, then please set one up right now. Right.
Okay, so this one is for Seymour, and try to keep it, really, really long this time. You haven't been talking enough. So people seem to be saying that you covered reasons not to invest really well, but are asking about all of the good things that could happen. So what happens if Magfast does really well?
Look, here's the I think it's real. I think the thing is, I think it's really important to be responsible. I sent an email yesterday. I don't know if you saw it, Rob. I sent an email saying, why you shouldn't invest. I think it's really important people understand that there are very, very good reasons why you shouldn't. On the other hand, you're probably going to blow. I mean, what's the minimum investment now? It's a little over $100, isn't it? You're probably going to blow $100 on something over the next few weeks. Maybe it'd be fun to put a little bit in with us if it's money that you can afford. So why? Well, have you seen any of the products yet? I mean, if you've held, this would be a great thing to do. If you haven't already experienced Magfast Lux, now many of the folks watching us now have, either because they invested back in April, and everyone there has been invited to pick up their Lux if they haven't already. Just thousands of shipments going out over the last few weeks, and people are thrilled with them. Also, folks who supported us on Indiegogo. I think everyone there has their invitation, except for one or two kind of exceptions where the email doesn't work or something. So if you've held it in your hands, you might just have a feeling that Magfast is about doing something special here. We said when we very first showed the Magfast idea in public several years ago, we said, look, there's just no point in making more chargers. The world doesn't. You go to Amazon, there's already thousands and things. So you type USB charger into Amazon, thousands of results come up. There's only a point in doing it if we're creating something that is unique and special. And from a business point of view, if you think of the companies, the famous ones that are really going someplace, it's because they're doing something to an exceptional standard that their competitors are not. Amazon, Tesla, Apple, you can name it, because they're just relentless in the pursuit of something special. And we're far smaller. If you want to safely invest your money, I just gave you a list of names that are much safer than us. But I think, who ships a cable like this? It's got the what's it called, the
shrink wrap.
The shrink wrap has the shrink wrap on it, but here it is without the shrink wrap. All right, this is just it's only a charging cable, but it is simply exceptional. Just go read the reviews at Amazon and see what people are saying about it. There are few companies that can create that kind of breathless excitement around their products and then deliver it in the product itself. Right? There's talking about it. One of the things I'm most heartened by in a lot of the reviews that are now coming in for Lux are people saying, no, this is better than Seymour and Kate said it would be. Oh, and we were pretty up there about how great we said it was going to be.
Really?
At the risk of extending my short answer, Kate, I do want to just address quickly. We've had a few people saying, why are you on Amazon before all of the investors and all of the Indiegogo backers have got theirs? A couple of reasons. One is it's huge numbers for like the business of shipping tens of thousands to thousands and thousands of people takes a while. We're working through it as quickly as we can, but everybody who investors didn't buy their cables, they were bonuses like the Persian Red are now, and folks who got them on Indiegogo got them a substantial discount by putting a few, and it's kind of like a few dozen that we've sold on Amazon so far, right? It really is. It's only a few dozen, but by putting the folks are paying $37 per cable which is the correct premium price. If you got them on Indiegogo, you typically paid more like nominally 33, but most people got a deal and paid something like 25. So the folks on Amazon are paying a lot more, and the reason that we asked for your help to launch Lux is so that we could make a successful product out of it. So I would hope that if you backed us as an investor or you backed us at Indiegogo and you see us successful on Amazon, you'd be saying, yes, I helped to make that happen, rather than being concerned if yours isn't here. Because yours will be here in a day or two and you're going to be thrilled for the rest of your life. But yeah, that's why we're on Amazon. It's not, it's not a sensible option not to be there in this day and age, and we're thrilled with the launch there. And people are paying $37, which is a full premium price for a cable, and saying, "Oh my God, this is the best money I ever spent."
Okay, thank you, Seymour. Real quick, I wanted to address a customer question. Monique keeps repeatedly writing in asking why we're not answering her question about where her pre-order is. So Monique, please reach out to customer care. That is not what this is about. This is for investor questions. So if you have any questions related to your pre-order, please reach out to hello@magfast.com, and please allow a few days for us to get back to you because we are pretty swamped in customer care at the moment. So
we are. Yeah. Customer care normally about twice as fast as the industry in responding. significantly slower than that during this kind of extreme period where we're doing these big broadcasts with thousands of people attending them. So please bear with customer care over the next, I would say, 10 days or so. Things are going to run a little bit slower there. But let's just talk about, where's my pre-order. We're pretty transparent at Magfast. Developing these products has taken far, 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 far too long, and so people go out and they say, well, it was the pandemic and supply chain are causing terrible problems. Well, it didn't help. But the truth is, and I own this 1,000%, when we started out, we made some mistakes in the early days, and they cost us a huge amount of time. I feel that we've now got the right partners and the right team in place, and things are moving much more quickly. But we've got a lot of backlog to catch up. From an investor's point of view, you might look at that and consider that to be, not to be a positive sign. And I would fully respect that. And there's certainly plenty of people on the internet who would agree with you. Or you could look at it and say, oh my God, these guys are relentless when the going gets tough. That's another perspective that some people share. The products are now shipping. The first products are now shipping from the original charger group. People are loving them. We're getting great feedback on them. It's being fed back into manufacturing. But we said earlier this year, we have an opportunity to really have things take off by introducing the charging cable in a special way. And I would hope that folks would look at our delivery on that. We found something that was from Rob, you remember when we first discussed this, from a business point of view, Magfast Lux, the cable, is smaller and lighter and easier to understand. It's a mass consumer product. So we have sold and shipped more of Lux in the last few months than of everything else combined. I think if you add up the numbers, or certainly very close to it. So I think we've shown we've got some execution chops now with that, and I'm really, really proud of it.
Thank you so much. Okay. Let me see. Sorry, looking through my questions. Rob, someone asked, why is the minimum $300? I thought it was around $100.
Yeah, that's another great question. And that's something I neglected to mention when we spoke about investors not in the US. So if you're not a US-based investor, we have a couple of extra things we have to do as Net Capital in order to comply with regulations. We've got a couple extra checks. You might have to upload something like a photo ID so we can verify who you are. This is to comply with anti-money laundering laws and know your customer laws that we're, as a financial institution, our banking partner needs to comply with. So because of that, unfortunately, our goal at Net Capital is to democratize. We want minimums to be as low as possible. But for non-US investors, our investment minimum is $300 as opposed to $100 for US investors. And that's something we're working every day towards equalizing. But for now, that's something we need to do as a business.
Look, we mentioned earlier on that the folks at Net Capital, they get a percentage of whatever is raised. The actual number of dollars that they get from $100 investment just ain't that many. Think nice latte type numbers of dollars, and that isn't enough money for non-US citizens to do the background research that's necessary for these anti-money laundering. I went slowly so I'd get it out. Anti-money laundering and know your customer laws. Right, but by going to the minimum of 300, now there's a little more money in the kitty, and using automated services and so on, and a small amount of human time, they're able to make sure that compliance piece is in place.
Yeah, but please know when you make that larger investment, you are buying more shares. So it's not spending more to buy less shares. You're also making a bigger investment.
Yeah, it's merely the price is the same. It is simply a different minimum.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay, so Seymour, what are you planning to do with the funds raised?
Well, as always, we need to be nimble and flexible. But I will, in other words, the priorities, can always shift. But people, we can never get enough good people. Some of the best things we've done since we last brought in some money earlier in the year were kind of 2 or 3 really fantastic people who are transforming our marketing game and our product development games. Just couldn't be more pleased with those choices. We plan to do some more of that. So people, yes, inventory. We want to move more quickly on clearing the backlog and building up inventory of new products as well, and leaning in harder into marketing. Again, I was very straight about this when we met last Thursday. Whilst I'm incredibly proud of many of the things that we've, Lux in particular, I think we've hit out of the park this year, but it's been really, really tough in terms of the marketing funnel. We've had you met Michael Mataloni the other day. If you joined us on Thursday, Kate got to meet Michael in person last night, actually, when we were all in Austin for the first time. Just an extraordinary individual. But we want to be building out that marketing team. And also the thing about successful marketing is it involves experiments. You can make 5 ads and you have no idea which of them are gonna kind of catch on, which ones are going to be successful. So leaning into marketing, critical, people, critical, inventory, critical.
Great, thank you. Okay, and I don't think you can answer this directly, but will the share price go up at the next offering?
Well, the price of the offering is set at the time of the offering. So we can't say what it will be, but I can make this absolute assurance to you, it won't be what it is today. This will be the last chance to invest at this price. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Rob is smiling, smiling there, but we have filed paperwork to that effect already, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, great. Rob, can I use my brokerage account to buy shares?
Another great question. So one thing to keep in mind is the difference between purchasing securities on Net Capital versus purchasing securities, let's say through a brokerage account or an app like Robinhood or things like that, or on the public markets, is every company you see on Net Capital is a private company. So this is, typically and historically, the private capital markets have not been accessible to everyday retail investors, everyday people. They've been kind of the stomping ground of venture capitalists, private equity people, and private investors. What Net Capital does, and what all funding portals do, is we make these private deals accessible to everyday investors. One thing that doesn't allow, though, is these private capital markets are not yet plugged into the greater public capital markets. It means there's less liquidity, less ability to trade these shares, and it means that things like a brokerage account cannot yet connect to Net Capital. That's something we're certainly working towards, and we hope to be able to do in the future. But right now, it is a little bit more of an isolated ecosystem versus what you might be typically used to if you invest in the public markets.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so next question is, what's in the Hello Kit, and is it the same as the Pro Kit? It is not the same. Hello Kit is Extreme, Life, and Air with jumper cables with the Extreme. And then the Pro Kit is Extreme, Life, Air, Wall, Road with jumper cables. And then, of course, we have Magfast Time as well. It's not part of a kit, but you can always get that or add that on. Seymour, what do you want to add to that?
No, I think that's perfect. Pro Kit is a larger, it's a higher price point. Hello Kit is a subset of Pro Kit, and is the first 3 products that are finished and shipping. Would be a good way of putting it. And I spoke about the kind of as we evolve our marketing game. In the future, Lux will be the first thing that we show to folks, because everybody, you ask people, do you have a drawer full of cables? Everybody raises their hand. Do you love your cables? Nobody raises their hand. So cables are a much kind of easier and quicker way to introduce ourselves to folks. The next thing that we will offer customers of Lux will be Hello Kit from here on out, because again, it's a slightly lower price point and it's the first products to ship. But it'll still be a while yet before these other products are available in inventory to ship right away. Lux for the for the coming quarter or two is going to be the one that is a super premium world product that's in stock at Amazon and at Magfast and has, kind of world class reviews and is moving, we hope, in volume.
Okay, thank you. Okay, last question. I invested earlier this year and I can't invest this time because I reached the maximum I can invest in a year. Will I have another opportunity to invest?
I wish I could give you a certain answer to that. I appreciate that this isn't delightful, but the answer is it depends. It depends how this offering goes. It depends what our requirements for cash are going forwards. The news on that is, the more successful our new marketing programs are, the less we will need cash in the future. But look, the vision is to create a world-class charging company, and companies that do that kind of thing have high cash requirements. So it is likely that there will be another chance to invest in the future, but it is not certain that there will be. So I'm sorry to the individual who wrote in that they're not able to participate this time, but please join in the fun. Take some pride in what your previous investment facilitated, because it's truly right. I mean, Rob, you've been with us for a while. It's a significant inflection point in the last few months, right?
Yeah, and one thing I can say, my job here is to be neutral in terms of the investment itself. But whenever you're investing on any company in net capital, I think it's important. It goes back to a little bit about why you should invest. Each individual investor should assess for themselves and make sure it's right for them. Yep. But understand that all the companies on net capital are small companies where your dollar can make a difference. Investing in entrepreneurs helps them create new products, get new patents, create innovations, hire people, do all kinds of great things that are good for the economy, the world, and for investors. So there's no guarantees any of these investments will work out. They're all highly risky, but understand that you're backing entrepreneurs who are trying to build things, and that can be very exciting.
Nicely put. You. Nicely put. Yeah. All right. That can't be every single question that's ever been asked, Kate, but that's the list of kind of top questions that have been coming in most frequently. Yes. Hang on. Let's read this one that's just come in on the screen. Let me zoom in. I love my Lux cables exactly as described. There's Barry Schaefer. I think it's just live on Facebook right now. He's actually watching us live on Facebook. Thank you, Barry. Give you a shout out there. I was. Because the numbers at Amazon are modest at the moment, I've been kind of watching much more closely. And yesterday, I was it was like a dagger to the heart. It was the first return. Okay, it was the first time that anyone had gotten one and returned it to Amazon. I'm like, how is this possible? We know how great the product is. It's incredible. There must be a comment about why did they return it and what goes that? Oh. Turned out Amazon shipped them the wrong product.
Oh,
it was Amazon's mistake. They were shipped. They'd ordered a C and they were shipped to Lightning, or they'd ordered a Lightning was shipped to C. So that was the reason for the first return. All right, Rob, you guys are ready for our friends and family who wish to invest. Starting when?
Yeah. So the Magfast page on NetCapital is open right now. It's up. You can go look at netcapital.com/company/Magfast. It's there. You can read all the materials. The invest button will show up at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific Thursday on Thanksgiving Day. And we'll have a team standing by. If anyone's got questions, please keep in mind it's Thanksgiving Day, but we've got our investor relations team around. If people have questions or any trouble, you can, again, email team@netcapital.com and someone will be hopefully right there to get you. It's always very busy, so please be patient with us. But we'll have people working Friday and over the weekend as well if anyone's got any questions. So our goal is to get everybody processed and in before that deadline when the perks go away.
I want to say we have many things to thank Rob and his team for. So for doing this for us at Thanksgiving, because it's been great when we've done it in the past. But you can also thank Rob this time that we're doing it that we're opening a little earlier in the day, so you can be explaining to your family why you're going to your computer while the house is being prepared for dinner, rather than while you're going to your computer during dinner, because it was Rob who suggested we move to 12 noon Eastern.
Hopefully everyone will have time to get their investment made and then go enjoy dinner with family.
Yeah, exactly. Magfast.com/invest gives you the aforementioned concierge page, which has links over to Net Capital. It has a copy of the presentation that we gave, the live presentation that we gave last Thursday. There will also be a copy of this Q&A being posted there shortly. There's also the summary of the different perks, the different bonuses for folks. And we've got perks and bonuses at every level. We're doing... what are we doing, Kate? We're doing triple points, Magfast Club rewards points at every level, right?
Yeah, for anyone, any investment you make, you will get triple the Magfast Club rewards points. And then we're doing 3 trees per charger for cable.
So if your investment level qualifies for one of the cables, then we will do 3 trees per. So here's an example. If you were to choose to invest $2,000 over this weekend, you'd get the 7 limited edition Persian red Magfast Lux cables. As I say, this is the technically identical cable to the ones that everyone has received and are being so beautifully reviewed, but just in an astonishing new color. And this will be very limited. As I say, we are going to make the exact number that are needed to give to the folks who invest over this weekend. So there will be no others. The original limited edition we launched with was larger. It's still limited to the first 2 purchase orders, but this is going to be a much smaller purchase order only for folks who go this weekend. But can we just put that example back up on the screen? Yeah, thank you. So at the $2,000 level, you're going to get 7. $2,000 times 3 would be 6,000 Magfast Club rewards points. You can see in the lower left of the screen, and 21 trees as well. And those, and if you invest more, there's some more of the. But you're investing not for those things, but because you think maybe this will be a good investment. We just like to have a little bit of fun. I think it's nice where we can to. To do people seem to love the limited edition. Rob, I think your feedback was that it was one of the things we were doing that you felt added to the aura of the offering, and it's something I think that you had said you were going to suggest to other companies that they consider doing in the future where appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I always love it when in making an investment in a company is always something a little special. You kind of become part of that company. And so, being you guys kind of returning the favor to investors by giving them something special that kind of only they can have, I think is quite exciting. It's a really, I think, a nice thing to do.
Beautiful. All right, listen, we're coming up on almost a full hour here. I think we should let folks go. Remember to read all of the documentation. All right, we've got downloads. There's stuff at magfast.com/invest. There's materials there. There's more materials. In fact, all of the materials are available by law. All of the materials are available over at Net Capital, netcapital.com/companies/magfast. And if this is right for you, set your alarm, for Thursday. Are we going to send emails and text reminders out, Kate?
Of course. Yes, you'll receive emails and texts from us. So don't worry, you don't need to memorize all this. We will let you know again.
Very good. So we'll obviously there'll be kind of reminders and so on between now and then, and we'll keep you up to date over the long weekend. Oh, I do want to just point out something exciting for our existing and new investors. I mentioned Amazon a lot. Amazon have we became aware a couple of years ago. I don't know if you've seen much of this, Rob, but there is this very significant growing industry overseas of kind of live broadcasting where product is made easily available in the course of the broadcast. And Amazon launched something called Amazon Live a while back. And over this weekend, we're going to broadcast live on Amazon Live. We haven't done it before. We're going to do it over this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Kate will be joining me Friday and Monday. But we're just going to go live on Amazon, talk about the products, show the products, and it would be inappropriate not to have something special for folks who join us there over the Black Friday, Cyber Monday 4-day weekend. But I hope, just as an investor or a potential investor, you're looking at that going, okay, so these guys are looking at what's the next thing. It's a marketing experiment, right? I said marketing needs lots of experiments. And we've got a building block in place now, which is this infrastructure, the green screen behind me, the lighting with Kate, the ability to bring in handsome guests from around the world.
And me.
And that building block that we have in place now, we can now key into Amazon Live, and using the same infrastructure, we can broadcast to Amazon. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that over the weekend. It'll be a lot of fun, at the very least. So we'll send you some texts and emails, and if you can join us for that, we would love it. Yeah. All right.
Yay.
That was breaking news, by the way. That's the first time we've said that out loud.
Yes. Yeah. Breaking news.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Burnett. Appreciate it. Appreciate you getting your team all lined up to help us over Thanksgiving weekend.
Thank you,
Of course.
Rob.
Happy to help. Looking forward to it.
Yay. Okay.
And thank you, Kate. Who's saying thank you? Who's saying goodbye?
I was just gonna say I think we're done. I think we can let people leave, and I'm really excited for Thursday.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Kate. Nice to you, Rob.
Thanks,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.